Coach Marty Martin here at the Karate Training Centers. We're talking sport karate. We've been talking about hand positions. Today we're going to work on our fourth hand position, which is our check distance. And we're going to show you how the check distance tool actually kind of leads into all the other hand positions that I've showed you up to this point. Alright, remember our four hand positions. We had a full guard, a half guard, we have a roundhouse kick block, and then our fourth position, which is check distance. Alright, so John and I are across from each other. Remember our critical distance line. That's when this part of the tape comes in. So we're going to say the blue and green line is our critical distance line. So John, put your hand out. Okay, so basically, where's our critical distance line? Okay, move back just a little bit. Okay, there's our critical distance line. Remember what that is. We defined that for you in our Black Belt Training DVD series in depth. Hands out, that's our critical distance line. Once we cross that critical distance line, we need to be committed in our action. We're going body to body. We're doing something in order to cover this distance and score on our opponent. All right. So how do we know where that line is? Well, we learn that by experience. Okay, take your fighting stance. But as we're moving around, we pop that front hand out. Whether I'm in a full guard and I pop that hand down, I'm in a half guard and I pop that down, I'm in my blocking position, I'm using that as a probe. I'm checking my distance. If I'm way back over here, okay, I know that I can't touch John, right? So I'm too far. I'm not going to commit any actions yet because that's going to get me in trouble. But the second I cross that line, we should be engaging because now we have probed, we know we're across the critical distance line, and that's what that check distance tool tells us. So we're moving around out there, okay? We're constantly doing those checks. We're constantly doing that. So when you see fighters that are doing that and you see them in the ring or you see them on some of these clips that are on the internet and you see them out there and they're doing that, that's what they're doing. They're probing. Okay, they're not just swinging their hands around wildly. Some of them might be, but they're not just swinging them around wildly out there. They're actually moving around so that they're checking that so they know when they're going to set up their moves and when they're going to do things, okay? So you can't be distracted by this constant moving. Beginning fighters are. But as an experienced fighter, now that you know, okay, when John's doing that, I'm not being distracted by that, but I know he's probing me. He knows what he wants to do, so now all of the things we've talked about in the past as far as body position, angle, offsetting, I'm watching, okay, he's probing what's his shoulders doing after that, and that's going to give me a better read on whether he's going to follow up with a kick or a punch. Alright, so a little bit of different angle here. You can see as we're moving around, okay, I'm trying to create an advantage, but I'm checking that and I'm coming back constantly to my hand positions that we talked about in the past. Alright, so that's what that distancing tool does for you. It probes. It allows you to check and see how close you are to your opponent, and then from that probing position you can constantly come back. Okay, so from probe, half guard, probe, excuse me, full guard, probe, half guard, probe, drop it into position, do that. Those position changes allow you to change your body position, makes it more difficult for your opponent to read what you're going to do because you're in motion, but everything is there for a reason, and we've shown you those things. In the next series, we're going to talk about some great combinations that come off of each one of these hand setups.